Hey everyone, how are you guys doing today? My name's Sam, welcome to my channel. Alright, have a little bit of a haul for you guys today, and before I get into this video, I have kind of a cool story actually that I'll tell once I get a little bit into this video. But first I want to say, one of my last videos, technically it wasn't my last, but I made a video called I bought a super fake LV, and I kind of showed you, I bought one fake thing like right before that, like a small leather good, like within a month of time from each other. I was like trying it out. I wouldn't buy any more fakes, which is something I kind of learned towards the end of the video. It's just I realized that replicas, even if they're really good, it's not for me. But anyway, I talked about that more at the end of that video, but I don't know if everyone stayed on for the full video, so I thought I would just clear that up. But either way, whether that is the case or not, that video actually did pretty well, and so I just want to say, for me at least, thank you to everyone who watched that video and for everyone's comments. Like, it's still like getting views, like it's not dead yet. So I don't know, it's been a minute since I made a video and it's like been like that, so I was just like a little bit excited. But anyway, it probably sounds pathetic, that probably is kind of pathetic, but anyway, I'm being very honest at this point in my life. So all right, I have a haul, and I have been not shopping quite as much. I used to shop a lot, but I feel like lately I've been buying more quality versus quantity. So I have some things that are new, and then maybe a couple things that I wanted to report back on that I've talked about before or hauled before. And anyway, so let's get started with, I love everything the same, but well, let's get started with like my favorite. So this I showed an unboxing of. No, this is real. This ain't no replica channel no more or anything. Not that I went on a kick where I watched like people who had a lot of replicas, and I thought that it was like, I don't know, kind of drew me in, so it's kind of cool. So I'm not like knocking that, but anyway, this is real. This is my MCM backpack in size small. And I unboxed this in a previous video called like my birthday unboxing. I was in the car, I had just left Saks Fifth Avenue, and I just bought it, and I bought it actually on my birthday. It was kind of a spur of the moment thing. Like, I had seen it before my birthday, and then I'm like, no, hold off. It's, a little expensive, I think so, at least. In the world of luxury nowadays, like I don't even know. It's like, I heard someone talking the other day, and they were like, oh yeah, 2,000 something. They're like, yeah, that's not bad. So in the world of luxury, this is not like the most expensive thing, but for me, I'm like, man. Anyway, so but I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna do it. So I went ahead and got this. I showed it in my unboxing video or whatnot, but I'll kind of show it a little bit now. This is the MCM backpack. I think it might be called star-studded backpack in size small. All right, so not to be confused with a mini. It's not a mini backpack, it's a backpack, but it is a little bit smaller than your standard, like your backpack that you had when you were in school. So you know what, let me kind of try it on. I have an older model that I'm going to show you, but let me kind of try it on a little bit for reference to kind of show you what it looks like on. If I kind of kneel down a little bit so you can see. All right, so that is what it looks like on, and as you can see, it's a good size, as in it's not too big but not too small, because anyway, I didn't want a mini, but I sometimes felt like a little, sometimes a full-size backpack was just a lot to carry, which actually, last thing I'll say about the backpack size, a backpack, well, this will make sense. A backpack is actually, in my opinion, way easier to carry than any other kind of bag, like any other messenger or crossbody. And even like now they have a lot of like smaller bags for men, which I think is really cool. And I have several of them. Like, they have a lot of kind of like smaller crossbody bags for guys that I think are pretty cool, and I like them. But this is, even for me, easier to carry than those, because a lot of those smaller bags, I either have to like really fill them up all the way, like, because there's not, there's limited space, which I don't like filling my bags 100% full. I like for there to be like room to breathe in the bag and whatnot, but I have to fill them up all the way to where I have to like Tetris my wallet and keys and things in, and then, you know, if I want like a little hand lotion, I gotta like dig it out from under the wallet. I gotta take the wallet out. I gotta take the comb out. I gotta take the keys out. And then I gotta like, it's not easy. It's like you have to do too much to just get something that's on the bottom. And then with this, it's easy. I mean, you might have to like dig a little, like, okay, there's my wallet, there's my key, you know, there's my keys, there's, you know, whatever, my Invisalign case. But it's easy. You can just like literally throw stuff in, not have to play Tetris, not have to think about it. So also backpacks are, even a full-size backpack, it's easier to carry because the weight is evenly dispersed. If I'm carrying a messenger or something like that, sometimes even with maybe the smaller crossbody bags or whatnot, it's just they kind of weigh on your shoulder a little bit. And it's not like you're just so, you know, weak that you can't carry it, but it's just like kind of having that weight there. It doesn't seem bad at first. It's not bad at first, but after walking around all day, it just, you're kind of like, you know what I mean? With this, I can walk around all day with a backpack and feel pretty good. So anyway, MCM backpack, I think it's called star-studded. It's definitely in size small. Not, I would say it looks like what I would say is a medium, because when I think of small, I think of mini, but the medium is way bigger. So anyway, this is my one I bought back in like 2017, 16, 15 maybe. I don't know. I bought this not quite 10 years ago, but a long time ago. Same thing. This is an older version. I really like, I love it. Even look at it now, I'm like, man, I love this so much. And I kind of had stopped wearing it because I had worn it every day, and it's not that I got sick of it, but it started to, I think when I washed it, I did something dumb. I washed it with dish soap. People are gonna come for me for this or whatever, but it's like, I took it in the shower and I took dish soap and a rag and I washed everything. I washed the outside, just like Dawn or Gain or, you know, whatever. I washed everything, and I thought, well, if I put a little dish soap right here, that, you know, to spot clean it, that wouldn't be bad. But I got it fully wet. I let it dry. So I don't know, that might seem stupid or whatever, you know, it is what it is at this point. But I think that's kind of what dried it out a little bit. Plus, it was already kind of worn when I did that, but this, I mean, I got my wear out of this, and I still may wear it. Like, looking at it now, I'm like, man, I still kind of want to wear it. I was following this one influencer at the time who was talking about bags, and who was talking about how if you wear like, it was more directed, I think, towards girls, but I mean, I think it could also be kind of, it's maybe a little bit different for guys sometimes, kind of depending, but she was saying how, you know how someone says something and you get it in your head, and then you just kind of like, you go with it for a while. But she was saying how, you know, if you wear a bag that's like older and, you know, it has like rips and tears and whatnot, you're gonna look crusty, and, you know, you're gonna look like poor, and like you know, like it's your only bag or whatever. And honestly, this really was, well, no, actually it wasn't my only one. I have a bunch of other ones, but this was like my main designer one, you know, as is this one right here. But anyway, what was I saying though? So I kind of had that in my mind, like, oh, I guess I can't wear it. How defeated, right? But anyway, I'm kind of not as much in that mindset anymore. I'm like, if I want to wear it, even if it's worn, I just don't want to damage it any further, is my big thing. This bag has had, I feel cheesy when I say this, but this bag has had a lot of love. Like, this is, like, I used to say if I were to be buried with a bag or a backpack, it would be this one. So now it's gonna have to be two of them. Anyway, I'm being silly, I know. But anyway, so it's funny though, the wear on this, you could tell I always put it over my right shoulder. I always wore it like this. And the right strap is significantly, this one right here, it's more worn. Like, you can kind of see some of the coated canvas is tearing. Whereas this one is pretty much, bro, it's not focusing. This one is pretty much still almost as good as new. A little bit of wear, but not bad. But for daily use for years, like, I could actually probably wear this as is. Anyway, I'm going on a long time about this. I don't want you guys to get bored. There's a lot more that I could say. I do have a question though. If anyone out there, and this is something that I've tried to research a little bit, I haven't done like an extensive research yet, so maybe that would be something that I could do, especially now that I'm talking about it, is if there's a way to repair this, or like even like the handle, like the leather on the handle, it's kind of blurry, but you can see it's like kind of cracked a little bit. I've put leather conditioner on it. Even on the canvas, I put leather conditioner, but if there's any way, I think I could send it off to MCM, which might not be a bad idea if I'm not wearing it, but I'm kind of funny. I don't like sending things off. I kind of like, I don't know, I kind of want to like do it at home. I don't want it to look like a DIY gone wrong, you know, but anyway, it doesn't have to be like perfect, but I don't want it to look sloppy, you know what I mean? Like if there's any at-home restoration methods that you guys know, that anyone knows, bro, like, you know, there's kind of, just see there's like cracks in it, and I want it to look nice, but even aside from it looking nice, I want the structure of it just to have really good structural integrity. So, you know, I don't think this would be the suggestion. Well, maybe. Like, I know I could maybe paint that, but I want something that's going to help give it more structure. So am I asking for something that's like not possible? Anyway, I don't know. But anyway, so those, wanted to show those. Oh, last thing I'll say, then I'll move on to the other item. And I have kind of a cool story for you guys. The straps on this. All right, look how, this is the newer model, the one that I just got. They're curved, so you can see how it has that in it. Whereas this one is not. These are just straight. So when I put this one on, there's a little bit more space between it and my back. So let me show you, stand up again. It's not, I don't feel like it's too bad right now, but this one, it's a little bit more, I don't know if you can see any difference or whatnot, but it's a little bit more straight on. At least it feels that way. Hopefully I don't watch it back and be like, it looks the same, but anyway, so, all right, so moving on. Next thing I got, so this is probably one of my favorite pair of shoes that I've ever bought. And I'm going to tell you kind of, I don't know, I'm getting kind of long on time. I'm going to tell you kind of a cool little story. I told this on my Instagram, so this haul is meant to be a haul, but it's also meant to be kind of like a you know, like coffee talk kind of thing. So anyway, all right, so I bought these shoes. I have a pair of like, not knockoffs, but like, you know, a generic brand that I got from Kohl's or somewhere of these shoes that I bought a long time ago, and I really liked them. And I've been like wanting to buy the real thing, but then I'm like, well, man, I have those. They look the same. They feel the same. Is it really any different? But anyway, these right here, these are the Birkenstocks, and these are in like kind of the more rubbery material or whatnot. I feel like I gotta talk quiet because I feel like I'm yelling, and like when my upstairs neighbors yell, I can hear them, and I'm like, man, they can probably hear me. So anyway, so might have to like talk a little bit quiet. I don't know. But anyway, so these right here, these are, I love these. I like this color. This color is one of my favorite colors to wear, whether it's, you know, on these shoes or in a shirt or something like that. And even though it is, technically it's not winter, but even though it's like winter and it's like 30, 40, you know, sometimes 20 something degrees outside, I still wear these a lot. And I don't usually wear them with socks. I just kind of wear them like if it's late at night and I want to run out to the store, they're easy. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, I'll be fine. I'm going to be outside for like a minute and I'll be inside. Like, you know, I'm not going to die. I'll be fine. But anyway, so this is kind of where, well, I'll finish talking about these and then I'll tell you my story. So they're cool. I kind of want to get some other like actual Birkenstocks, like these, even just the more traditional suede or whatever it is, you know, just more of those, because I really like that. I think there is something about the actual Birkenstock brand that just, it feels good on your foot. It just fits my foot better. And also I kind of go barefoot a lot, especially when mainly when I'm at home. And I really am mindful of not wearing shoes that, like, I could go on a whole big thing about this. I'm really mindful of not wearing shoes that narrow in my feet. Like there's a lot of shoes where I'll put my foot in the shoe and it'll feel too narrow, and see, it's kind of like braces. Eventually your foot will form to the shoe. If you're wearing that same type of shoe day in and day out, your feet are going to narrow to that. And especially if it's something like you've always worn shoes like that, like growing up and for years and years and years. So my feet have always been like a little bit wider, but I feel like ever since I started being kind of mindful of that and going barefoot a lot more, they've gotten a little bit wider, like in a good, you know, like in a good healthy way. And I feel like these just, they work with that wideness of my foot, if I can say it like that. So I'm really into Birkenstocks for that reason. And yeah, they're comfortable, and plus this rubbery material, it's kind of like Crocs, which I had some Crocs I wanted to show you guys, but maybe in a different video. I didn't bring them over, but anyway, it's if you sweat in them, if they get wet, it's easy to clean. So I like that. So I wore those when, this is where the story comes in, and I'll show you guys a few other items. I have some really good stuff for you that I'm excited about. So the other night I was wearing those shoes and I was gonna go to the store. It was like a little bit after 10 at night. I wanted to go to the store, and you know, it's really cold outside, and I just threw on some sweats and a jacket. You know, I just gotten out of the shower. I thought, let me run to the store real quick. You know, it was 10 something, store closes at 11. So anyway, I went out, I got to my car, and I told this on Instagram. So if you follow me on Instagram, you know, saw and watch my stories, which by the way, I'm really active on Instagram on stories. If you follow me there, I post, well, I just posted something today. I post almost daily on stories. That was a gross face that I made. But anyway, so I'm like trying to like not lose my breath talking, not lose my breath, but anyway, what was I saying? Stories, Instagram. So anyway, I've already told a story on Instagram. So I went to get in my car and I check my air pressure in my tires all the time. Like I check it regularly, like you check your gas gauge, you know, you check your, I've had issues in the past, as we all have with having cars, with there being a slow leak in a tire or whatnot, like nothing crazy, just normal stuff. So I'm always, whenever I face a problem, my mind always goes to, oh, well, let's make sure this is okay, you know, so just kind of, okay. And it's easy. I have like an it tells me electronically. I don't get out and check them with a thing each time. Not that that's always a bad idea, but anyway, so I'm always like, how the tires, okay, cool, they're a little lower because it's colder. Okay, I've been driving so that there's a little more pressure, but they're about even. So anyway, so I knew my tire gauge and tire pressure was pretty good before, but I got in my car and I got an alert, and it said that my back driver's tire, my back driver's side tire was at 0. And I'm like, at 0? I'm like, how is that at 0? Like, I'm thinking it wasn't even like a slow leak before. Like, it would have made more sense if it went from like 30 to 20 or 25 or something like that. I'm like, oh, you know, maybe there's a slow leak, you know, like, but nothing like that. Like, so I'm like, what the heck? And so I get out, I look at the tire, and it's about as flat as can be. Like the gauge wasn't lying. It was at 0. I'm like, oh, okay. And this is like 10 something at night. It was a Friday night. I had somewhere to be the next day, and I'm just kind of thinking, this is the thing. I do not like a homework assignment. I'm the kind of person where I like to take care of things right away. I don't like things hanging over my head. I don't like a long to-do list that I have to like check off. I mean, you know, sometimes you can only help it so much, but anyway, I don't like things hanging over my head. And I'm kind of a little bit more, like, I don't think some people don't care. I don't know, some people are just very chill or whatnot. I'm a little bit more like, no, you know, I want to get it done or whatnot. And I'm a lot like that. You know what I mean? Like, anyway, so like, I'm not going to be able to relax until it's taken care of. So I'm like, I just want to get this taken care of. But I don't know how to change a spare tire. Maybe now I kind of do, like after the story that I'll tell you. But I'm like, anyway, so I'm like, I don't know what to do. You know, do I call AAA? Do I have AAA? Do I call my insurance to tow it? Is that going to be a claim? Am I better off just to pay for towing outright? How much does that cost? I don't know. Like, you're kind of trying to figure that out. You know, then it's like 10 o'clock at night, everything's closed. You know, I didn't know, like, I'm like, well, who can I call to like tell me what to do? Because I don't know what to do. I don't know how to put a spare tire on. I've never done it before. Like, I'm just like, I felt like, man, like, I don't know what to do. So I thought, okay, I'm obviously not going to the store tonight. And I got out of my car, and I think I was gonna go back in my apartment and maybe try to figure out who to call, or like, you know, just try to like figure out what to do, you know. And so I saw one of my neighbors outside who I hadn't in the past, I hadn't really talked to a lot of my neighbors, not because I didn't want to, but just because, I don't know, I mean, I work from home, so so I guess I'm at home, but I don't know, it's just never, you know, everyone's about their business, which is fine. So anyway, but I was outside and I saw one of my neighbors, and I'm like, something in my gut said, ask him. Like, it wasn't like, I don't know, just something in my gut felt like, you need to ask him. And it didn't feel awkward. I mean, I did feel like a little like, I don't know, but I don't know, sometimes you can tell, like, I know I might seem like I'm going on a little bit too much about this, but sometimes if like there's a certain thing that you need to do, even if it is a little awkward or whatever, it's not like that bad. And I can get over, if there's something that I have to do that's awkward, I'm pretty good at just doing it anyway. I'm like, you have to do it, so just do it. Even if you look stupid doing it, you don't have any other choice, just, you know, like, just do it, like, just get it done, you know. And so anyway, so I'm like, okay, just ask him. I just felt like I should ask him. So I asked him, like, hey, you know, I'm sorry to bother you, do you know how to change a tire? I'm like, my tire's flat. You know, I kind of explained the whole situation. I'm like, I'll Cash App you something. I don't know how to put a spare on. So we're talking, we're kind of figuring out, it's like, oh, do you have a spare? You know, he's like, is it low? Do you just need more air? You know, I'm kind of explaining the whole thing. So he's like, yeah, no, I'll help you. He's really cool about it. And then, so he comes over to my car, and it's like, oh, the reason I'm telling the story is because I'm wearing these shoes. So my feet were really cold. So that's kind of what made me think of it. But anyway, so, you know, we're out there, it's like 10 something at night. It's cold out. And then, so, you know, he comes over, you know, we're figuring it out, right? And then my other neighbor comes over who I do recognize, and I mean, or who I do kind of like, if I'm walk by, like, oh, hey, how you doing, kind of thing, you know. He's outside a lot, so I would kind of see him at times. But anyway, so he came over, and I know that he knows a lot about cars because he's always out working on his car. So, you know, he knows a lot about cars. So anyway, long story short, my two neighbors and me were all fixing my tire, and long story short, they took my flat tire off, put the spare tire on, and then that would have been more than enough. Like, that would have been, oh, thank you, I'm really appreciative. And I'm like very appreciative to them and whatnot. And I Cash App them something. They would have done it even if I didn't, like, even if I mean, I did need help, but even if they were just doing it just because, you know, your neighbor needs help or whatnot, they would have still done it. But I'm like, no, I would feel better, I want to, but they would have just done it anyway. So they put the spare on, and then my one neighbor, who, you know, he works on cars a lot, he looks at the tire, and we realize there's a nail in the tire. And so he's like, oh, that's why it's flat right there. He's like, this is still a pretty good tire. This tire's got a lot of life in it. It's just, and the nail was in it, and it was in a spot to where the tire was still salvageable. He's like, if it would have been up or down a little bit, like he told me, but I forgot which way, like if it would have been down a little bit more, it would be harder to salvage. But he said, the way the nail is, no, I think we can patch this and we can fix this tire. Same thing that they would do in the, you know, like if you go to Dobbs or somewhere. He's like, we can patch it and fill it and, you know, put the tire back on. So that's exactly what happened. So they put the spare tire on, but then they actually ended up patching my flat tire, filling it with air. I did take it because their air pump, they had an air pump, but it was like slow, like they knew it was slow, like it would take, I don't know if it would take an hour, but it would take a long time. Maybe it would have, to like fill it with air. So what I ended up doing is I went up to the gas station, and we have a gas station with free air that, so I filled air in that tire. And anyway, then I brought it back. I filled it a little too full, but I brought it back, and then they took the spare off and put the new tire on, and it's been as good as new ever since. Like, I get out, I check it every time. It has not gone down, aside from, like, you know, when it's hot, you know, or you've been driving, the air pressure gauge goes up, and then when it's colder, it goes down. Aside from that, which is expected, it's stayed the exact same. Like, it's a little bit higher than my other tires because we left it a little higher just in case it would slow leak out, but it hasn't even done that. So I probably need to let a little bit of air out, but I just haven't done that yet. But anyway, so I just thought that was kind of a cool story. But anyway, those shoes reminded me of it because after we had been outside for a while, I'm like, you know what, let me put some tennis shoes on. So anyway, but yeah, so these shoes in that story. All right, so I gotta go through this stuff kind of quick. All right, this stuff has really been, all right, so I mentioned I had Invisalign, or I mentioned in my Invisalign case, I think it was, when I was looking in this bag. I got Invisalign not because my teeth were not straight. My teeth were straight when I got Invisalign. I've already told a long story, so I won't go into the full thing, but basically, I had braces as a kid or as a teenager, and I wore my retainer all the way up until I knew I was going to get Invisalign. So my teeth were straight, but I have been mewing a lot, okay? Or at least more than I had done before, which I could go on a whole big thing about that. But mewing is basically, it's when your tongue is on the roof of your mouth. That's kind of a simple explanation. And it really, I'm trying to think of the best way to explain it. It helps your facial structure. It's kind of like, okay, your body posture, if you're slumped over like this, which, you know, a lot of us are, myself included, you know, you're working at a computer, you're slumped over, you got your cell phone in your hand, you're crunched up like this, your posture of your body, you know, eventually over time, someone's body posture is going to morph into that, even without them trying to do it. And so your face is kind of the same. Our tongue is meant to be at the roof of our mouth, and we're meant to breathe through our nose and not breathe through our mouth. I mean, unless it's like an emergency, obviously. So anyway, I've been actually taping my mouth at night, like, not like I'm duct taping myself or anything, but just like a little tape on my lips. I don't even do it every night because I automatically keep my mouth closed now. But we're supposed to, if you're like, Sam, I can't put my tongue in the roof of my mouth and keep it there, just focus on keeping your mouth closed and breathing through your nose. Anyway, I could go on a lot about that, but this kind of ties into the next thing. So another thing I'm doing is gum, not just regular gum though, but this is facial fitness gum. This, and then I have this. This is my first bag of this particular brand, which I'm like almost, I have enough for maybe another week or so the way I go through it, but you know, I've gone through this, and then this I've repurchased a few times. Our foods today are way too soft, or we don't get enough of like, kind of like you lift weight, and everything I'm saying is just my opinion, not to be taken for like medical advice or anything like that, yada, yada, yada. But kind of like you want to maybe lift weights for your muscles, or, you know, do push-ups or some kind of physical activity. Your face needs exercise at the same time. And a lot of people don't think of that, but that actually impacts your facial structure and is going to lead to your face being more aesthetically pleasing. And even in adults, because there's some people who say, oh, well, once you're an adult, your bone structure's kind of set in place. Again, all my opinion, but that's not entirely true. It's probably a lot easier to change your facial structure if you are a kid or, you know, a younger person and you're developing good habits, you know, then your facial structure is going to change more readily. But even as adults, your facial structure can still change. Maybe it might take a little bit longer, or it might be like maybe it might be a little bit harder or whatnot, but you can still get improvement in your facial structure by having proper facial posture and doing things like this. So I've been chewing this gum and I can feel it. Like, I'll chew it for like 2 to 3 hours a day. And I don't like sit there and, okay, I got to chew it for 3 hours. What I usually do is after I eat lunch, I chew on this for, you know, like until the end of my work day, or maybe I'll take it out a little bit before I'm done with the work day or whatnot. But I'll chew it, and then and it just happens to be like 2 or 3 hours. You're not thinking about it when you do it. Like, I'm not losing any time by chewing it, but I can feel it. I can feel it in my cheeks. I can feel it in because you would think, yeah, jaw and teeth, you can feel it there. But I mean, yeah, but not just that. Like, I can feel it up here. Like, it's almost, I don't know if I would say sore is the word that I would describe, like when you're working out and you get sore. But like, I can tell, okay, something's been stimulated, for lack of better words. Like even in my cheeks, like even in these, I want to say muscles, but like also bone. Like, I can tell, and it feels good. It feels like, even now I can like feel my cheeks, just like, because I was chewing it earlier. But anyway, this kind is really good. It's not really focusing. It doesn't want to focus. I'll link these below. I actually have Amazon affiliate links now, which I had not had before, but I actually have Amazon affiliate links, so I will link these below. But this gum, it's hard gum, like it's really hard. You want to be careful when you bite into it because it's hard. You know, it looks just like regular gum. This is the same concept. All right, I know I need to clip my nails actually. I've been working a lot. I've been needed to clip my nails for a little while now, and then these past, like this weekend I worked pretty much all for a large portion of the weekend, and then I've been working a lot, but tonight I'm taking like a little bit of a break. But anyways, I'm like, man, you need to clip your nails. But I'm like, oh, I just need to get this work done, and then like I said, I do not like things hanging over my head, and I'd rather, you know, it's like, I mean, I want my nails to be clipped, but it's like, you know, I'm thinking, okay, let me catch up on this and I can relax and take care of myself. And anyway, all right, enough about that. But this kind is similar. You have to kind of suck on this kind a little bit before you chew it, because this is natural gum mastic, or mastic gum. That's like the ingredient. So the other piece looks just like regular gum. This is what this looks like. Like it looks kind of like a rock or like sap. It looks like dried sap. So see how it's like not in like a perfect square or circle shape, and you can break it apart. So, you know, you can make this one smaller. Like some pieces, it's like broken. So even if you get it and it's all smashed together, it's like, you know, you can kind of break it apart like cookie dough or something, you know, I don't know. But anyway, it's like kind of, it feels like powdery, like even on my hands, you know, I can kind of feel the powder. If you just start straight chewing on it, it's gonna stick to your teeth and you're never gonna be able to chew it. I've done that before. I'm like, man, how am I supposed to do this? Even when I thought I was following instructions. So there's kind of a learning curve to learning how to chew this, but it's a really good chew. Like a really good, you know, when you're chewing it like with your face, I'm like, man, my face feels good after chewing it. Like I feel like I'm really, it's like a workout for your face. I'm like, I can feel, like I said, I can feel it like even up in here. So anyway, there's a learning curve to chewing this, but it's, once you do it a couple times, you know, it's not bad. So anyway, so those, it's like, I'm really into those. I will link those below. If you want me to talk more about those in a different video, then I will do it. I gotta go quick because, man, I am taking my darn time today. All right, so this is something I think I've shown before. I think, but I'm gonna report back. This is the, bro, can you focus, please? All right, Cherry Punk, all right. And I've been using this for a while, like about a year and a half is when I first discovered it, a year and a half ago. I love it so much, and I've been buying it ever since. They had the Eau de Parfum. They recently came out with the, I know I'm gonna say this wrong, and that's okay. They came out with the Extract de Parfum, which is like the strongest, I think in terms of like cologne or perfume or fragrance, that's like the most potent, most longest lasting, something like that. You know, it's like the best quality grade or whatnot. And then when I went to reorder my normal one, I'm like, oh man, they came out with the with the Extract de Parfum, so let me try that. It's a little bit more expensive, but it is so worth it. Same fragrance, everything I love about the Eau de Parfum, except it lasts longer. And it was funny, I was at the grocery store the other day, not the day when I had the flat tire, but I was at the grocery store maybe a couple, like a week or two ago. And, you know, I'm like looking in the aisle, and I was looking for something. I wasn't sure if they had it. It was something kind of new. So I'm like kind of standing there, and I'm trying, you know, if like people are walking by, you know, I'm kind of like giving them room to, you know, like move and like go out of the way. So anyway, so this mom and this teenager walk by, and I'm looking at the shelf, and I'm kind of like, oh, you know, let me like kind of scoot up a little bit, let them get by with the cart or whatever. And then the teenager goes, and it took me a minute to like kind of put it together, but the teenager goes, something smells like leather. And then, you know, I'm kind of looking at my stuff, so I'm not really focused, but I'm like, oh, I bet that's because I had just sprayed it before I went out anyway. Really good. It is a leathery, but it is a cherry smell. Bro, can you focus? Man, Cherry Punk is the perfect name for it. not cherry. It is a unisex fragrance, which when I first saw that, I'm like, man, I don't know, because I like a men's fragrance. Like I'm like, I don't want nothing like too fruity or too florally or too girly. I don't want it to be like, oh, you smell like a girl. Like I didn't want that, but something in my gut, because I have Scentbird, and Scentbird is how I discovered this, said try that one. So I put that one on my queue, and it's perfect. It's like cherry, leather, and cigarette smoke. I don't smoke anything, but cigarettes, cherry leather, and cigarette smoke, but in the best way. Like I know cigarette smoke's kind of like, man, that's a negative smell, but like fresh cigarette smoke. Like it is just, it smells so good. So anyway, this Extracti perfume, this fragrance in general is great. Honestly, probably one of my favorites, if not maybe my all-time favorite. But the Extracti perfume is worth it. I ordered this from Amazon. I get this all the time, but if I would just mention it, then I'll show you some other maybe more exciting stuff. NIVEA Men Cream. This is I use it on my face. It's a face, body, and hands moisturizer. I've been using this for years. My neighbors are yelling. I don't know if you can hear. He yells a lot. He's a nice guy. He is a nice guy. But anyway, they're always like yelling at one another. But anyway, so if you hear people yelling, that's why I'm like, man, I gotta keep my voice quiet, because I'm probably yelling too. We're all yelling at the apartment complex. But anyway, NIVEA Men Cream. I use it on my face pretty much every day, unless I'm doing like a different, like something different or whatnot. I mean, I moisturize my skin, my face every day, no matter what. But this is my go-to. I've been using it for years, and anyway, so I ordered more because I never want to be without it. Not expensive at all. It's like maybe $8-9 for this big thing of it or whatnot, and it is just one of my all-time favorite products. They also, if you don't want the men's fragrance or whatnot, I haven't tried just the regular NIVEA cream, but I would imagine it would be the same. This just has more of a masculine or a men's fragrance to it. But honestly, one of my favorites. Not expensive, but it's just I've been using it for years and I really like it. So anyway, I will link that in my Amazon, or I will link that product from Amazon in my description below. This is another thing I take. Well, no, let me do these first. All right, so how should I start this? I am very mindful of my hair. Like I have been through a lot with my hair. I don't want to get into the whole like big story or whatnot, because it's not embarrassing. It's not a little, not really. It is, but it's not. Like it is, but if someone were trying to embarrass me about it, I'm like, you're stupid, But anyway, like I've dealt with hair loss before, and so I won't go into the whole big history or whatnot, but I'm really mindful of my hair. My hair's always been longer pretty much all my life, and it's been longer, or it's been long. This is pretty much long as it's been, but it's been long, like as a kid, even as a teenager. Or if it's been shorter, I've always been like miserable about it, like I've always like, man, I want my hair to grow back. Like there was this episode, I think it was like a modernized episode of Scooby-Doo, but they had Shaggy, and long story short, he had his normal shaggy hair, and then he went to boot camp or something. This is like, again, like a modern day give or take version. He went to boot camp and they buzzed his hair, and then the mystery gang, I love Scooby-Doo, the team got him out of boot camp, and his hair was growing back. But he was like, I remember in the episode, he was like pulling at his hair, and he's like looking online for wigs. He's like, man, I'm so miserable. I hate not having shaggy hair. I'm like, that's literally exactly like, I mean, my hair is probably more than shaggy, but that same kind of concept, like that's literally how I feel. Anyway, so I'm pretty mindful of my hair, and I do a lot to maintain the fullness of it as best I can, maintain the length of it. My hair is fine texture, but I like for it to, kind of, you want it to look thick and full and whatnot. So I do a lot for my hair. And one of the things that I do is I take St. Tropica vitamins, which these are, do I have an open one? I do, I just don't have it with me. This is their hair growth vitamins. This is a 6-month supply. All right, so this is gonna last me for a while. I've been taking these for close to 5 years. It's probably been 4.5 years, actually, roughly about 4.5 years. These help my hair a lot. Now, there's other things that I do to maintain the thickness of my hair, but this is like, I don't go a day without taking these. They have where you can get like a 30-day supply, a 60-day supply, and then now they have a 6 months supply, which is what I get. I was getting a bunch of like the 60-day supplies because, you know, I use it every day. But anyway, they came out with this. So they had a Black Friday thing. So whenever they have a sale, I usually try to stock up. I still have some of my other 6-month supply left or whatnot, but I like to have a lot because these help my hair a lot. They do help my hair to grow faster and I've noticed better hair growth, like more hair growth and better quality hair growth. Like I said, there's a lot that I do for my hair, but this is a key ingredient that I would not skip. I do have an affiliate link to, I don't know if it's just to these or to the whole website, but whatever I have, I will look for it and I will link that below. And I feel so like cliche when I say this, but I, hand on my heart, am not saying this. Like, if you never click my link, I still recommend to get these, like 100%. Like these are something I would not go without. Like anyway, I take these every day without fail. There's been 1, maybe 2 days, but I don't even think it's 2, and it may not even be 1, where I forgot to take like all my medicine for the day. Like I forgot this, I forgot my other stuff. But I am faithful and consistent to take those. So every day, daily, if you're going to try it out, at least my recommendation is to at least try the 60-day supply, the 2-month supply. I think they even have something on the website where it's like a 60-day challenge where I don't know if they will, I don't know. Anyway, just check it out for yourself. I wholeheartedly, if your hair length and thickness and just having good healthy hair is important to you, I wholeheartedly recommend those. So anyway, so those, also on that same Black Friday sale vein, this is their leave-in conditioner, St. Tropica's leave-in conditioner. Bro, I ordered this a while ago, and then for the longest time I would go to order it and they were sold out. But they have, bro, can you focus? Man. It's called Luscious Locks leave-in conditioner. And men and women can use this. Like, you know, a lot of the packaging and whatnot is pink and I mean, it's hibiscus flower or whatever, so that's kind of cool. But like, trust me, like men and women can use this. I've been using this for years and I think it's really helped my hair, especially if you know what my hair's looked like in the past, which I probably haven't really shown the worst moments on social media. Maybe I should someday, of like old pictures, which I don't even have. Well, I have a few old pictures, but anyway, man, this is like, it's helped my hair out a lot. So I use this leave-in conditioner, all right, and then I've been using their shampoo, hair growth shampoo, come on, focus, bro, and conditioner. I even put a little bit of this conditioner on my scalp. Like, I know you're not supposed to do that, and I don't even know if you're supposed to do that with this, but I do put a little bit on. This kind of does have like that minty or like pepperminty or menthol like kind of feel where you can kind of feel it on your scalp. I feel like the more you use anything like that, the more your scalp kind of gets used to it. But I've been using this pretty much ever since it came in. I ordered it Black Friday, or, you know, sometime when they were having the Black Friday sale, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, something, and then I don't know, we're on, see, like, look at, man, like, look how, I like my hair. Like, look how, like, thick that looks. Like, I know there's some people who don't like guys with long hair, and that's, I mean, that's your opinion, you're entitled to it, but you can't deny my hair looks pretty good, anyway, in my opinion. But, bro, what was I saying? See, I'm, like, losing my train of thought. Anyway, I've been using it for, we'll say, about a week or whatnot, which I've used it before. I kind of alternate shampoos. I think that's kind of a trick to shampoos, is to, like, shampoos and conditioners and hair product, you know, kind of have a little repertoire and maybe kind of like alternate stuff so your hair doesn't get too used to one thing. But not that your hair would get too used to this, but anyway, I like these a lot. They're really good. Also, I haven't used this yet, but I'm gonna talk about this, and this is gonna lead me into something else. This is the hair oil, hot oil mask with biotin plus hair superfoods, stronger, thicker, lustrous hair. So I think you put this, let me read the directions. Microwave safe heating, BPA free tube. All right, so you you know, I'll let you read the directions or whatnot, but you put this in, wait, hang on. You put this in the microwave. I think you might have to take this thing off. I can't like read like on, I mean, I can read, but I'm like on the spot. So I feel like, you know, when you're like rushing to read it, you know, but anyway, you put this open tube by removing cap and small tampered seal, stand tube in a small, okay, anyway, but you basically, you know, read the directions, but you end up microwaving this and then you can do a hot oil treatment. I haven't tried this yet, but what I have been doing with my hair, which has really helped out a lot. I just started doing this. I used to like kind of roll my eyes. I'm like, what difference does that make? But it makes such a difference. I use olive oil on my hair pretty much daily, like at least 5 days out of the week, if not every day out of the week. I put olive oil on my hair. I do it before I shower. I shower at night, and I just literally scalp, like I put it on my scalp, put it on the ends of my hair, I comb it through, and I just use like, I mean, great value brand olive oil from Walmart, you know, so just generic or whatnot. It helps my hair so much. And I wash my hair every day. Some people, you know, say that's bad or whatnot, but I like doing it that way. My hair had been getting kind of dry on the ends, and even sometimes when this was before, which this in and of itself may have solved it, but I think the olive oil combined with it has a very synchronicity impact or whatever. But anyway, my hair was getting kind of dry, and using the olive oil has not only helped solve the dryness, but man, it has, you would think it would make my hair look more flat or more weighed down, but my hair has way more body than it had before. Like for me, a good hair day is when my hair has, like, I feel like right now, like, and this is the end of the day, like I haven't had my shower for the night yet. I always, like I said earlier, I always shower at night, and bro, what was I saying? I just lost my train of thought. I always shower at night, wash my hair every night. So usually by this time of day, it's like, I don't even, what time is it? It's like maybe not quite 9 o'clock at night. My hair would start to get like kind of greasy, which I can tell for me, like, okay, I need to wash my hair. But it's like, usually my hair would be like kind of flat looking, like, okay, yeah, it's time to shower and whatnot. But my hair, you saw my kitty cat back there. It has, man, like, I feel like it still looks good even now. So yeah, that olive oil really helps. This is another thing I do. This I use in my hair like as a leave-in conditioner. I've been using these two products, olive oil before. I shampoo, condition my hair like normal, you know, make sure I rinse the olive oil out. I don't get my hair too squeaky clean. Maybe that's a key too, is like I do a good shampoo, you know, I really scrub my scalp, kind of try to stimulate the scalp, but I can tell my hair maybe has a little bit of the olive oil left in it. Not so much that I feel like it's like built up on my scalp or anything like that. Like my hair's fluffy looking now, you know, in my opinion, in a good way. Like, I mean, like it's less oily than it normally would be at this time of day. What was I saying? But anyway, so I give my hair a good shampoo. I just shampoo once, and then, you know, even if I can tell the hair texture is not squeaky clean, like when my hair is wet, it dries and it's like perfect. So anyway, I do that before the shower, and then after the shower when my hair's still wet or, you know, at least kind of damp, I put this in. This is Redken All Soft Argan 6 oil. It smells really good. It reminds me of, when I was in cosmetology school, I don't do hair professionally anymore, but I did go to cosmetology school. This reminds me of when I was in school, because I was introduced to a lot of Redken products, and we use this one. Or actually, I take that back. I don't know if they may not have had this oil when I was in school, but they had this line, the All Soft line. You know, it's been part of Redken's. Bro, will you focus, please? Thank you. See, anyway, they've had this line for a while, but I've gone through a couple bottles of this. I want to get the big thing, like they have a bigger bottle. They just didn't have that in stock last time I was at the store, so I got another small one. But I'll put that in my hair. when my hair is still damp after the shower, and I really work it in. I put it in the ends, and then just if there's anything left over, I do kind of put it, I know you're not supposed to do that, but I kind of do anyway. You know, I do kind of put it on my scalp because I'm like, well, I want my scalp to be moisturized, because I feel like healthy, you know, having good hair, I sound like a commercial, having good hair starts with a healthy scalp. So I'm like, man, I want my scalp to be like, you know, in good shape too. So I do put like, just, it's all worked in my hair, you know, and then any, like, without washing my hands, any residue that I have left on, you know, I just kind of do like that a lot now. Like I go like this with my hair a lot, and so I'll just kind of, you know, do that, and it hasn't been too much. And then another thing that I do with this is I'll kind of put it on after my hair dries, or even as my hair's drying, I'll put like a little bit more on. It's kind of like if you put lotion on your hands, you know, you put a little lotion on, and then maybe your hands are, they're not as dry, but they're still a little bit dry in certain areas. You put a little bit more lotion on. I'll kind of do that with my hair, and I really focus it. I do put it all over, but I really have been focusing it on the ends. Like I'll split my hair in half, and I'll put like almost what most people would say would be like too much. I'll just put like that on the ends, just to like help kind of keep the hair on the ends hydrated. And then one thing I do too is whenever I tie my hair back, when my hair's drying, when my hair's already dry, I don't know if this matters as much, but whenever I tie my hair back, when my hair's drying, what I kind of do, well, I already do have a hair tie actually. Like I could tell you, or I could kind of tell you and show you. So I don't know. So I take my hair, and then this, like if I was going out, I was like trying to like look cool, you know, or whatever, I might not do this. Not that I think it looks stupid or anything, but what I do, so this is like my normal like man bun. If I'm just going out somewhere, if I'm like going for a run or something, this is what it looks like normally, okay? Just, you know, that I kind of leave this, I kind of leave a little bit of tail out, you know? And then what I do when my hair is, when I'm like at home and out of the shower and my hair is still a little bit wet, I'll take the ends of my hair, like I'll take that tail, and I'll kind of group it all together and like kind of tuck it in a little bit. Not to where like I don't want my hair to get tangled, but I'll kind of do that because I kind of feel like if the ends are just out and more like exposed to the dry air when your hair is drying, I feel like then your hair gets dried out a little bit quicker. So something that I do, man, I have been talking for a long time. Last thing I have to show, this is another hair, skin, and nail vitamins. These are from the company, Hims and Hers. I've been taking these for a while. I was taking these before I had discovered these, and so I'm taking both. But anyway, I just ordered some new ones. So biotin builder. I don't feel like I'm overdoing it with biotin or anything like that. Maybe I should get some blood work done. I don't know, but whatever I'm doing, I feel like it's working and working really well. I feel really good. I feel like my hair, if I do say so myself, I feel like my hair looks really good. You know, I really like it. I'm really happy. Honestly, I'm really happy with my hair. And if you know what I've been through, like with hair loss or whatnot, anyway, I don't want to like, get too much into that, but anyway, I'm just really, you know, happy to have the hair that I have right now. So I feel like what I'm doing is working, and I'm going to keep doing it. But anyway, that is the, that is the end of this haul. So thank you so much for watching, especially if you stayed with me through this whole video. I feel like a kid, the way that I'm just like, anyway, thank you for watching, especially if you stayed with me through this whole video. I really appreciate you guys taking your time to spend with me, and I will look forward to seeing you in my next video. All right, till next time.